Hobby Quick Hits. Delivering that breaking hobby news directly to your earlobes. You want to know those hot drops from the card shop? We've got you covered. With your host, John Newman.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 181, Hobby Quick Hits. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Today's episode, non-sport rookies. Yep, you heard that right, non-sport rookies. We all, if you're listening to this episode, you most likely collect some type of sports card, right? Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, wrestling, something along the sport lines. But something I've gotten into in the last couple of years is non-sport rookies. And I want to talk about it, and there's still a little more opportunity, a little more meat left on the bone, possibly. So, going to share sort of how I got into that niche a little bit, and why, and who, and all that good stuff. So, that's today's episode.
Okay, now a quick word from our great sponsor, followed by the new product release schedule. Then we'll go around the Hobbyverse to tell you all the latest hobby happenings and news. Then we'll tackle today's topic of discussion.
Hi, this is Pat Hughes, Cubs announcer, coming to you from the Sports Card Shop in beautiful New Buffalo, Michigan. The Gocher family has built an incredible place here for collectors to buy, sell, and trade cards and memorabilia. Be sure to stop by and let them show you around. TheSportsCardShop.com, connecting sports, athletes, the hobby, and collectors around the world.
Hi. This is Alan Pinkett, and I'm here to tell you the Gocher family has done it again. They've just opened up the Sport Card Shop in downtown Valparaiso, Indiana, and it is awesome. If you're a collector, you need to check this place out. Tell them Alan sent you and get a free gift on your first visit.
Let's check out this week's Hobby Wax releases. Take it away, Owen.
Hey guys, it's Owen from the Sports Card Shop. Let's go over the weekly releases. Starting with, on the 19th, we have Panini Immaculate WWE, the Umbrella Academy 2024 Autograph Expansion Series 3A and B, 2023-24 Topps Chrome Bundesliga Soccer, 2024 Star Hidden Treasures Football Mini Helmet Platinum Edition. And starting on the 20th, we have 2024 Sage Aspire Football. Going to the 21st, we have 2023-24 Panini Competitors Basketball, Pokemon Battle Academy, Pokemon Palafin EX, 2023 Pro Set Pure Football. And moving to the 26th, we have Keepsake Warriors and Conquerors Edition. Panini Dinos Racing, Panini Select Premier Soccer League, Panini Stars and Stripes Baseball, Super Break Insane Ink Edition, True Mystery Lucky Envelope Asia Edition, Upper Deck Extended Series Hockey. Moving to the 28th, we have Leaf Trinity Football Mega, Topps UEFA Club Competitions Museum Collection Soccer, Tristar Hidden Treasures Dugout Dreams Autograph Baseball. And on June of 2024, we have 2024 Pro Set Southern California Beach Volleyball Set. And we also have 2023-24 Wild Card 5-card Draw Basketball. That's it, guys. Hope you guys have a good day.
Let's go round the Hobbyverse and catch up on this week's hobby news.
And find out. All right, some decent news in this week's episode. A lot of Fanatics heavy news. Let's start there. They are partnering with Sotheby's Auctions out of New York City. They'll be running some sports and memorabilia auctions on the high-end side. They'll also be partnering probably in appearances, so you may see displays or presence at some of the bigger shows. You may have remembered in May of 23, Fanatics acquired PWCC. So 14 months later, PWCC, the name is now going away. It's becoming Fanatics Collect. You remember when that acquisition first happened, some people were shown the door, some new people brought in. Now the name moniker will drop. There will be no longer PWCC, which had a negative and a positive connotation depending on who you ask. But now it's Fanatics Collect. They're going to move their auction site that's already in existence over. That's going to add a live marketplace, peer-to-peer selling and trading. So it's going to be what it was before with some added features. So we'll see how that develops, but no more PWCC. Like I mentioned on the last HQH, a second suspect was arrested in the Strongsville robbery of Memory Lane auctions. This gentleman, Jason Bowling, was friends with the Jacob Paxton, the front desk employee of the Best Western. He stole the box containing 54 cards, and he brought it over to his buddy Jason's house and stored it there, and implicated him, and he became an accomplice. So he has now been arrested. Evidence via GPS and phone records ties both of them to the crime. So they are been indicted by a grand jury and will face trial for the charges against them. Panini and Reebok have agreed on a deal, and you can get an Emmitt Smith card out of it potentially. The Reebok ES22s shoe is out, and if you every shoe purchased will get a random Panini Prism card of Emmitt from his playing days, with a picture from him of playing in his playing days. There'll be randomly inserted numbers and colored parallels, one per shoe purchase. So if you want multiples, you're going to have to purchase multiple shoes or hit the secondary market to see what's out there. Staying with Panini, they've inked #1 world tennis player Jannik Sinner to a exclusive autograph and memorabilia deal. They'll also be producing special sets just pertaining to Jannik Sinner. He is the #1 world tennis player and Italian. So, kind of the correlation with Panini, an Italian company. Speaking of exclusive signings, Fanatics/Topps has done one as well. Jack Caglianone from the Florida Gators has inked a card and autographed NIL deal. He's a two-way player for the Gators, pitcher and various positions, and projected to be a very high draft pick, if not the #1 pick in the upcoming Major League Baseball draft. He'd like to play both ways, a la Shohei Ohtani, but not sure. That'll be up to the team that drafted him. And we'll close this news segment with, unfortunately, some bad news. The logo, the NBA logo, and an NBA Hall of Famer and legend, Jerry West, has passed away at age 86. So rest in peace to Jerry West.
And now, our feature presentation.
All right, guys, today we're going to talk about some non-sports in the hobby. Not all of us do it, and really, until recently, I really didn't get, I don't want to say big time, but more into it. Like, you open something and that sort of thing. You probably, if you're old like me, you remember the old Pro Set music cards or Yo MTV Raps cards, and I still have some of those. I'm a big Beastie Boys fan, and Third Base, Run DMC, some of the other rap groups from when rap was really good, at least in my opinion. So I have that kind of stuff. Not all of it. I just kept some of that stuff. But recently, when I say recently, I mean in the last 3 to 4 years, and currently I've started to try to get the first, air quotes here, the first cards of some of my favorite, whether it be celebrities, movie stars, or musicians. So, trying to get the first Beastie Boys card. And, I mean, most people know I'm a huge Billy Joel guy. So trying to get the first, Billy Joel card, which he has a Genesis Jeans card, which is super, super, super rare, very rare. No one even knows how many may exist. It might be single digits. It might be like the Honus Wagner of, Billy Joel card. So, what I consider the Grail card for me is the 1980 Panini Smash Hits, or the Rock and Pop Collection Billy Joel. And it's his first, what we'll call mainstream, where you can open a pack and, pull it out. And, it's from 1980. It's a sticker, but looks like a card if you didn't know any better. And, people who see that sticker, he looks like actually Sylvester Stallone on the card. And people mistakenly think it's Sylvester Stallone. And so that was one of the first ones when I really kind of went off the beaten path and started to pursue some of my favorite entities that are not athletes, if you will. That was one of the first ones that I wanted to check off the list. And at first I bought a PSA 5, and then I ran into a really, really good deal on a PSA 8, which is what I own now. So I've upgraded that particular card / sticker. Now, I got to warn you, sometimes depending on who the artist or, celebrity is, some of these cards fetch quite a hefty dollar. The Billy Joel is not a cheap card in a higher grade, or a cheap sticker in a higher grade. But if you want a lower grade, and you're happy with that, there's plenty available at those price levels. Al Pacino, one of my favorite actors, I've got his first, if you will. It's a 1976 Brazilian sticker. And that's the other thing with these. A lot of these first stickers / cards of these celebrities or musicians are on overseas products, right? And why that is, I'm not sure. Maybe they could, produce it without paying royalties and that sort of thing. So in Pacino's case, it's a 1976 Brazilian sticker, and it's not always the case like that. And it's even in mainstream brands. So I watched a movie a few years ago, a Disney movie called Togo. It's about the dog Togo and the handler, and but it's his card. He appeared on a 1933 Sport Kings gum card with the legendary Leonard Sapala, his sled driver. But it's Togo that is on that Sport Kings card. So I consider that Togo's rookie card. Thankfully Danny Black kind of found that card for me in Strongsville at the Vintage Show a couple years back when I told him I was kind of looking for it. I could only find it in very high grades with a hefty price tag. He got me an SGC2. Actually got me a Raw, and I've actually subbed it and got an SGC2. Very presentable. Very happy with the grade and what the card looks like, and on my desk. And great meaning card, right? Because one of my good friends got it for me, and what the card means for me. A great movie. I'm a dog guy. Sad movie. I'm a softie in my older age, so that one got me bawling a little bit at the end. If you've seen it, I won't ruin it for anybody, but if you've seen it, you know why. And that's that nostalgia factor, right? Our favorite actors or singers and whatnot. I have Lady Gaga's her first card. I'm a Lady Gaga guy, if you will. It does. I will say this: if you think sometimes it's confusing rookie cards in sports with all the rule bending and what have you, it's even trickier in non-sports because there's some of these brands are popping up and showing up on the radar many years after they were actually released. And even in the Beastie Boys case, I thought that Yo MTV Raps was the first card, and it comes to find out there's another one that was released before that. And so it's, you got to devote some time to it if that's what you want to do. But it's fun. I really enjoy the non-sports pursuit. I've got some cards still on my want list. Christopher Walken, another one of my favorite actors and funny dude. We need more cowbell. Well, I need his rookie card. It's in a Bowman release. Bowman in the 50s did stars, like movie and TV show stars. Well, he was a child actor. And, his real name is not even Chris. Well, check that. That's his middle name, but his real name is Ronald. So he's Ronald Christopher Walken. As a child star, he used the Ronnie his real name, Ronnie Walken. And so he's a 1953 Bowman TV Stars card as Ronnie Walken. And he's like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid on the card. And if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't even know that's Christopher Walken. And it obviously is. And so that's his first appearance. That one's a no-brainer. Like he doesn't have anything prior to that, and not a lot even since then. But that's his first ever appearance. That actually card has come down considerably, so I'll actually be acquiring that actually pretty soon here. So that'll be crossed off my list unless you beat me to it first. Don't run out there and buy them all up on eBay knowing I'm looking for it. But it's a cool card, 1953 Bowman. It's a mainstream card. It's an American brand, obviously. And so I'll be happy to add that to my non-sport collection, which consists of musicians and, actors and that sort of thing. And it grows each year as I add different cards to my collection. It's not growing at the pace my, baseball or football or hockey or basketball is growing. But I'm really selective. And that's the fun thing about chasing, if you will, non-sport rookies. You can be selective, and sometimes, like the Walken card, for example, I'm just talking about. It was very expensive at one point. It's come down, as a lot of things have come down, and now it's way more affordable. So now I can add it, and I'm gonna look at some other stuff that maybe before was out of reach. So, and you can go in any direction, right? If you do want to dabble in non-sports, much like sports, right? You can dabble in any direction you want to go. Raw, graded, your favorite actor, actress, you can get every card. You don't have to get just the, air quotes rookie card. I prefer the first appearance, almost like a comic book collector. So I'm not getting necessarily every Al Pacino piece of cardboard or sticker, just the first ever. Billy Joel, same thing. And that sort of thing. So, and you can go, whatever way you want to go. I want to get every Beatles card. I want to get every Rolling Stones card. I want to just get cards of David Bowie, Robert De Niro, whatever, whatever way you want to go. But I will say this, the terrain is not as easy to navigate as sports cards, and like sports cards, there's a lot of fakes or basement made cards, if you will. So be careful, do a little homework, do a little research, but it is a lot of fun. Set a budget. Some of these non-sports cards, like I said, fetch a pretty penny depending on the release and who it is and how many exist and that sort of thing. And I like actually many of the ones that I've bought in raw and then had them graded, with the exception of the 2 Billy Joe cards. I think the rest of them I acquired and then had graded. And that's a good way to save money too, because as you know, with sports cards, you're paying for the grade. Unless you're buying a lower grade one, you're probably going to pay a premium. So non-sports is something to think about if you're so inclined. It's also a nice diversion from sports cards, right? Sometimes you're doing sports cards and it gets to be, maybe you get those moments where like, man, I'm kind of treading water, or I'm not enjoying this. It's a nice diversion, or, take a break from sports cards and then add to your non-sports collection, or start a non-sports collection for the first time, as I really did 3 or 4 years ago. Like I said, I had cards already, but I really started outwardly seeking specific cards for my non-sport collection. And I still got stuff on my list. I'm a Robert De Niro guy, even though maybe our politics aren't on the same plane. As an actor, he's one of my favorites, and so that's one on my list to get De Niro's first. And he's one where it can be debatable which one is his first release, and so there's a little work that goes involved involved with non-sports, but I find it to be a labor of love. I find it to be fun, and again, expanding my collection. I am not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but if you have any questions when it comes to non-sports, I'll help you as much as I can. But something to think about, kind of maybe, if you're getting sort of burned out, maybe a little bit on the sports side, and you want to try a different avenue or pivot to something else and take a break from sports cards. I didn't do it for that reason myself, but I could see that being a legitimate reason maybe someone else starts their non-sports collection. So that's going to wrap up this week's this edition of Hobby Quick Hits. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of Hobby Quick Hits. Want to give out our social media, starting with our website, which is www.sportscardnationpodcast.com. Facebook, you can follow us at www.facebook.com/SportsCardNationPodcast/. Twitter, we are at SportsCardNati1, so it's SportsCard NATI1. Instagram, at Sports Card Nation Podcast, or you can email the show hobbyquickhits@gmail.com. Again, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.